He also said that he had no idea how I thought he had body issues, like why I would think that. It's just out of the blue. I'm just randomly lying. I just like pulled it out of my ass. When it showed in those recordings that he in fact has severe body image issues. Let's put it that way. Okay, so it is proven that he's a liar. Not only did he lie to like everyone, like when he's trying to speak out, right? To cover his own ass, so he goes and lies about me, but he also lied to his friends, which are also mutual friends of his, and they're both our friends, so people I know and people he knows for the same amount of time, and he goes and lies to them, and a lot of them took his side because they take his word for it, and he just like, I don't understand how his friends aren't mad that he fucking lied to them. Like, are they just not realizing this? Are they just like, are the goalposts just moving and it's just going too fast for people to see it? I don't know what's going on with that. And people are saying like, oh, you know, I must be the spiteful, evil cunt here. It must be me. But how, so you expect me to not speak out against this? You expect me to not speak out when he lied about me. He's the one slandering me. I proved that he's the one slandering me and lying about me. I should be the one suing him. And I'm just supposed to let it be. I'm supposed to let his lies stick to me. I'm supposed to just let the shit he threw at me stick to me. Like, I have people harassing me on a daily basis about cat shit in a bed. The most petty thing possible, by people who have probably never owned a cat in their fucking life and understand that they have accents, especially when they're 2 months old and it's their first, what was it, like her first night or first couple of nights home. Petals had an accident. She shit in the bed at like 7 a.m. I was so fucking tired, but I still got up and I still cleaned it. I got the fucking dishwashing soap and the paper towels and I cleaned it. It was spotless. There was nothing. It was like it never fucking happened. And then I went back to sleep because there's nothing else I could have done about it but clean it. And that's what I did, and it was clean and it was fine. So he goes and lies about that. So I don't know how anyone could believe him when it's proven. It's proven that he slandered and lied. So it's like, how many more lies is he telling? What is he telling the truth about? So it's like, can you really take his word for anything at this point? I wouldn't. I mean, I certainly don't, because I know what's the truth. And people call me a liar on no basis. There's absolutely no basis to call me a liar. I'm not known for lying. I don't lie. I do satire, but that's very obviously a joke. It's pretty obvious when I'm trolling or when it's joking. I don't have a history of lying. I haven't lied over anything. I haven't been proven a liar. Nothing. They're just basing it off of bias. They want to confirm their bias that I have to be the lying whore. They want to confirm their bias that I'm the lying whore because they want to desperately side with the guy here. And it's all because of all the shit that like shitty women have done, like between like the Christine Ford thing with her accusing Brett Kavanaugh with no evidence basically. And so now because of that, it's set a precedent. So now every woman that speaks out when they're being, like me, when they're being slandered, when they have to speak out and clear their name, like I'm not going to just not speak out to save his ass. Like, I didn't release it when this first happened just so his life wouldn't be ruined, but like that's my fault for being scared and merciful. So again, not saying I released it, I'm saying this is why I didn't release it when it first happened, just to be very clear. So I show evidence, unlike Christine Ford, and everyone's, not everyone, there are people who support me, but there's a huge a huge section of people that are just like, oh, I don't believe. It's like not even about belief. It's fact. There's fucking evidence. It's not even a belief thing. So now, because of that, though, because Christine Ford's lying ass herself went and did what she fucking did and made major money off of it. I mean, almost made $1 million off of it. Now, because she did that, I have to suffer for it. Because of that lying whore. Like, I show evidence. I show evidence of the lawsuit. The lawsuit threatened. There's evidence with the eyewitnesses that spoke out at the bar night when he pushed me into traffic, and then he followed up by trying to attack me, and multiple people had to try to hold him back, and he was saying, I hate you, I hope you die, after he just had tried to push me into fucking traffic. There's eyewitnesses for that have spoken out against that. Like, eyewitnesses, plural. And there's more. There was plenty of people there that night. And yet, you know, it's all about belief, and I have to be the lying whore. It couldn't possibly be him being insane and being mad and vengeful because I went on the Dick podcast and told the truth, and now there's audio out there to verify I was telling the truth. It couldn't possibly be that. It has to be me being a dirty, lying whore, because I'm just like Christine Ford, right? I just blindly accuse people randomly. It has to be me. Poor baby Ford Chad. Oh, little baby. It must be that meanie, horrible cunt manipulating you. That's why you had a mental breakdown over your body not being good enough. That's what it has to be over. It can't possibly. You have to confirm your biases, right? There has to be an evil lying whore, and I have to be that evil lying whore. It can't be based on evidence, based on objectivity. Like, I thought people on the right were all about being objective, basing things off of facts. You know, the whole fucking Ben Shapiro meme. Yeah, check those facts, liberal. Like, meanwhile, they're fucking MGTOW posting, acting like, coddling him, acting like he did nothing wrong, just ignoring everything, like somehow just spinning it on me, and not basing on any facts or anything, just basing off of complete confirmation bias, just complete bias, off of the fact that, you know what, the woman must be the crazy one, because that's the stereotype, because they have to be the crazy one, even if there's evidence that says otherwise. Nope, it has to be my fucking fault. And I can't believe that I have to be the one, me, of all people, I have to be the one to use the term victim blaming, because that's what's going on. It's victim blaming. I have to be the one to use this term. I never thought I would have to use that term, because it's taken so not seriously, referred to the Christine Ford thing. It's just not taken seriously, and now you can't, if you're actually abused and there's evidence for it, it doesn't matter. You're now a lying whore. So I really thank the people that actually listen and actually support me and actually use their fucking brains and don't just do it off of a bias, because I also believe in due process, but it's like when you're proven guilty, you're guilty, no matter how much you like the person, no matter how much you suck their dick because you want to, because they're a guy, and you want to MGTOW post, which I just don't even understand. How are people MGTOW posting, trying to coddle the fucking man in this situation after hearing those recordings? And you're supposed to be pro-masculinity. You're supposed to be, oh, fuck those women, be a man. Do you think throwing tantrums on the fucking floor is what represents that? That represents masculinity? That's what it is. Like, why are you defending it? Why are you supporting that? It just actually does not make sense. And that's not the first tantrum that's happened, by the way. I had to live with that. That has happened. The amount of abuse mentally, all the kind of abuse, all just abuse, the word abuse best demonstrates this, okay? Abuse, okay? I had to live with him throwing tantrums. I had to live with being manipulated. If I were to get, how a lot of these things started, by the way, in case you're curious, because people are probably like, oh, you had to do something, you had to provoke him to have these tantrums, right? But as you heard in that recording of him over his body, I did nothing to provoke it. All I ever told him was, I like your body, you have, like, it looks fine, I don't know what your problem is, and he just flips out anyway. So that alone should prove what I'm saying, but I'll further explain it. I had to live with him throwing these tantrums all the fucking time. Like, there was a point where he was on the floor crying for mommy. And, like, if this evidence, if people didn't see this evidence, they wouldn't believe me, the things that I say, because it sounds so cliche and it sounds just so terrible that they would think that I'm being a spiteful, lying whore. And I would understand, considering the Christine Ford thing, but when there's evidence, you cannot Christine Ford me. And then, like, on the kill stream, like, I was dealing with his co-host doing that shit, too. Like, live. It's like, already? Fuck. I have to deal with this? And his co-host sat there and listened and watched through all the fucking evidence. I'm pretty sure he was there the night it was played. He listened to it. He saw it. And there he goes asking me dumb fucking questions while it's live. And that's why people are like, oh, why is she so mad? It's infuriating. Dealing with stupid people and stupid questions is fucking infuriating sometimes. And dealing with this situation is fucking infuriating. I just don't... I don't get mad often. But when it comes to this, when it comes to people, when I give them evidence and they still call me a liar when the other person is a proven liar... Like, I give them evidence I was not blackmailed, but threatened to be sued if I say anything, and I give you evidence of that, and then there's evidence floating out there that everyone fucking saw, and you're still calling me a liar? That's infuriating. It's infuriating to deal with this situation. It's infuriating to have to go back and think about this situation. It's very annoying. So that's why I'm very angry over it. It's like, how there's literally no way to call me a liar. It's off of confirmation bias. You just want to confirm that I'm a lying whore. But I'm sorry, this situation doesn't call for that. There's 1,000 other situations. You could go, the Christine Ford thing, you could call her a lying whore. There's so many lying whores out there. But there's not one here. I've done nothing but tell the truth. I've done nothing but prove my claims. And truth be told, if the roles were reversed, and I was, let's say it's reversed, and the girls, let's say I was the one freaking out, like over the body thing, the egg thing, everything, and I'm the one pushing a guy into traffic and trying to attack him, saying, I hope you die, I hate you, in front of all our fucking friends. I would be called the crazy one. I would be called the insane one, and I would be immediately dismissed. I would immediately be called a crazy bitch. No one would want to listen to my side. But now, when it's reversed, or inverse, I guess, and there's evidence supporting my claims, supporting my story, oh, it's sorry, we have to question it. Sorry, I still think you're a liar. Sorry, I still think you're not telling. Sorry, somehow he's the little baby poor guy being abused by manipulative bitch, which is me. Somehow, still. But you guys know damn well that this is the truth. This is how it is. And like the fact, and I have to sound like I'm fucking feminist posting because everyone else is fucking MGTOW posting and just wanting to be biased. They don't listen to me. And it's just not even a matter of listening. You just open your fucking eyes and ears and look at the fucking, like, listen to the evidence. Anyway, the kill stream was like, Ralph is fine. I like Ralph. I think that, you know, what's the word? We're like, what's the term? Like, where compliments are due? Like, Ralph runs a very successful show. He's been like pretty fair with me, bringing me on the show, letting me explain things, and not like being unfair, because a lot of other people when they have shows, they allow their guests to be like ambushed and things like that, which is it's not like a good policy to have if you want a successful show. And that's probably partially why he's so successful. But like, he only has people on for blood sports when they both agree to be on and like go at each other's. So I like Ralph. I like the stuff he does. I think his wife is pretty cool. His wife has slain a few people herself, which I find interesting. But his co-host, there was a couple of them when I was there. I had only heard of Zaidan before, but his co-host, it was the questions I was being asked were insane. Hold on, I'll be right back. 1 second. Yeah, I like Nora. Nora's cool. But his co-host was, I don't even know if this is like, I don't know if this is the wrong term to use, because it's like, well, is this internet stream professional? But he was very unprofessional. And he was being, like, his co-hosts were being, it was like brainlet mode. And I can explain why. So I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but like the questions I was being asked, like I know people say there's no such thing as a stupid question, but when a question's already been answered, it's a stupid fucking question. All right, let's get that clear. So, for example, gotta drink my water. I know I wasn't listened to because of the questions I was being asked. So, for example, I said something along the lines of, or no, he said something along the lines of, or I don't know which co-host. I'm pretty sure Zainan did most of the talking. He's, you know, they're all like, oh yeah, you know, Mason's mentally unwell. Well, what could have you done to make the situation better? What could have I done to make the situation better? And you sat there and listened to those fucking recordings? And you're asking me, but what could you, someone gets fucking stabbed in the dick. Like, not provoked, like, just stabbed in the dick. And do you ask the guy with the fucking missing head on his cock, being like, no, what could you have done to make this situation better? What in the actual fuck? And it's not, again, it's not about belief. It's proven that I was abused, proven that Mason 4Chad lied several times and to his friends, so you know factually that what I'm saying is true, and you go and ask, now what could you have done to make the situation better? What? I told you guys I was going to get a million calls with the deliveries, now that there's 2 of them. Okay. Anyway, there was other times like that too, when it's like I'm being asked a fucking stupid question or there's something stupid being said. Like, for example, I was like, yeah, so, you know, here's the abuse, there is evidence, here was abuse, and there's evidence lying around, you guys listen to it, and there's eyewitnesses that spoke out against it. Oh, but is your litter box clean? Is that really the response you should be giving? Like, you're a co-host of a show that pulls in 6,000 people, and that's your genius fucking question? Like, that's pretty fucked up. Someone's like, hey, there's evidence. You just watched the evidence. You just heard the evidence. I'm abused. Is your litter box clean? What? Like, that's the most petty fucking shit I ever heard. And it's so fucking petty. It's... How are people still doing this? They come to me and ask me about this too. I get harassed about it constantly now. I tell you that I was in a, like, I I couldn't even speak out now, until now. Oh gee, thank you, Jordan Peterson. Yeah, everyone thinks they're fucking Jordan Peterson now, telling me, clean your place, clean your place. Like, I went and I explained, for example, on the kill stream, I went and I explained that Mason threw his shit all over the ground all the time. He would take his jacket off, throw it on the ground. I told him countless times not to do it. I told him nicely. I was nothing but nice and calm. You guys even hear in these recordings that I was very calm. And the reason I was calm is not because I'm a cold bitch. It's because it's the only way to deal with mentally insane people that are having mental breakdowns. Because I'm not perfect, guys. I didn't handle everything perfectly, but I did handle it the best way that I could, and possibly better than most people with the shit that I went through. And by better, I mean as in dealing with it. If you dealt with it the best you could, you would leave, right? But I was more than nice. I cried plenty of tears. There were times where I give in to them, like he's having a mental breakdown, throwing a tantrum, and he's like saying fucked up shit to me. I am having to watch this. He tried to harm himself multiple times. Like, I'm not his fucking therapist. Like, I did the best that I could. Most of the time I was calm, but the times where I wasn't, it just feeds into it and it makes it worse. It's like throwing oil into a fucking fire, and it gets worse. When you're emotional with the person that's having a mental breakdown, it doesn't work. You have to be calm, and that's the only way you can try to attempt to not escalate it. And that's what I found to be true, and that's why I did that. And I was also fed up. It was the 10th fucking million time that I had to deal with this. And he promised me that he would treat me better. He promised me, because he felt guilty over the things he did. And he says sorry, so sorry. So it's really like, it's really fucked up when in the aftermath, now he goes and he flip-flops. It's the complete opposite. Now he's in the right. Now I'm the bitch. Because when his reputation is at stake, even though it's the truth, right? He wants to look good. So now suddenly I'm the fucking evil harlot. But when he's with me, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll treat you better. And then he rinse, repeat, does the same shit again. Does the same abusive shit again. Over and over and over. And people ask, like, why don't you leave the relationship if it's so bad? Because that's not how toxic relationships work. I'm going to use the attachment theory for an example to explain this better. So there's the avoidant person, and then there is an anxious style attachment person, right? I'm an anxious style attachment, and he is avoidant, right? So the avoidant pushes away the anxious, right? So when you push them away, like, they're gonna feel bad, but then you're nice to them for whatever amount of time, and then their anxiety goes away, right? My anxiety would go away, and then I feel like, oh, you know, it's getting better. It's going to be okay. I feel better now. Whew, relief. And then it rinse repeats. So basically them being nice and treating you nice for whatever small amount of time it is brings you back. And it's just like the whole relationship was constantly just like flip-flopping, flip-flopping, flip-flopping like that. So yeah, I literally at the feminist post, I have to use words like toxic. I can't believe I have to be the one to say this. Anyway. Like, anyway, I'm gonna add more to the kill stream thing. So, when I was explaining that Mason would throw stuff on the ground and I would have to pick it up, and I couldn't keep up with it because I can't clean up after two people. And then Ralph's co-host goes like, you know, well, you should, you're like, apparently I'm his personal maid. I'm his mommy. I sure had to act like his mommy. I had to fucking support him. Like, I explained in the stream that I had just moved. Oh, is your house clean? Like, I just mentioned this. Like, they go on, okay, so they listen to the recording. In the recording, for example, I said in the I don't know which one it was, but in the recording, I said, Mason, I can't help you. Something along the lines of, Mason, I can't help you. You need to go get help. You need to see a therapist. And then his fucking co-host asks me, after hearing this, oh, but did you try to get him help? The stupidest, like, if these aren't stupid questions, then there really are no stupid questions. Like, all this evidence comes up, me explaining everything, all this abuse, and then suddenly, oh, but did you try to help him? Oh, but what did you do for him? Like, absolute coddling. Did you? Yes. Yes, I tried. You're gonna go ask me a stupid question in the middle of this. You're trying to fucking trigger me right now. I'm a feminist right now. Like, that's the current state we're fucking in, where Brittany Venti has to unironically fucking feminist post because of people MGTOW posting. Oh my fucking god. But yes, I like I said on the stream, I told his mother. His mother is well aware of his mental breakdowns and his mental issues. I not only that, I tried to tell him you heard in the recording, I tried to tell him many times before that. He tried even going to a psychiatrist, therapist, whatever the fuck it was. He went once, and then he went and, like, either halfway lied or just straight up lied and said, oh, but now they're away for a week. And then he never went back. Because I told him, you need to go or we can't have a relationship. Because, you know, how this toxic relationship shit happens is because when you're the female, it's the stereotypical... It's the archetype of the woman wanting to help the guy and change them. And they can't fucking change them. And I try and I try and I try. I don't lose hope because I loved him and I wanted to help him. And I couldn't change him. I couldn't get him stopped. I couldn't get him stopped being blackpilled about every fucking thing in existence. I couldn't do it. I tried my best. I did anything humanly fucking possible. And it doesn't matter. When you're the woman, you want to change the guy, you want to help them, even if they're abusive. And you can't. You can't help them. And that's the lesson that I had to learn. Like, obviously, like, that's why when I was asked by the co-host on the kill stream if I could go back and like, is there anything I did wrong? Which is fucked up to ask after you hear the evidence, you see all of this. And you're asking, oh, the victim, oh. And I hate to have to sound like I'm the victim, guys, I'm the victim. Like, I have to state it for what it is. That's why words exist, to convey thoughts. I have to say this. Like, when you ask the victim, oh, but what could you have done? It's just so fucked up. But that's why I said, like, no, and I know it comes across as, like, me being inhuman and me not being self-aware, but no, there was nothing I could do. I did everything I could. I did the best I could at the moment, and even going back, handling that, I don't think there was any better way that I could have handled it. Like I said, there were some times I got emotional, too, and I started crying from, like, just being yelled at, and, like, among other types of abuse, but on multiple occasions, but, like, I would probably still cry if I had a significant other and hypothetically, and they're telling me, like, you're ugly, and they're yelling at me, and they're yelling at me about their issues, and then when you go to them about your issues, they don't fucking care, and they don't want to fucking listen. All they care about is themselves and their issues, and they have a mental fucking breakdown, screaming at you like you're the enemy, like you did something wrong when you're just trying to help them. That's how it is. Just fucking reading all day. So no, there's nothing I can do about that. Like, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a fucking therapist. I'm not his, like, there was no more I could do. So that's what I mean when I say it. It's not because I am a blind, cold bitch. It's because I did the best that I could. And it is frustrating to see people watch this and then still find a way to twist it. I can't emphasize that enough. And then it happens while I'm on the kill stream explaining it, and I'm just being asked stupid fucking questions, and just like if it was just my word against his, I would get it. But in this situation, no. Like, I'm his mommy. I have to clean up after him. I have to go and drag him to fucking therapy. Like, what more do you want? Like, and the people saying it was fake too. What? I mean, I guess he's an actor. He did go to acting school for a while, but like that doesn't like how would it be fake? Like, I don't understand. Like, we don't have enough technology for me to fucking fake something like that. Like, I'm sorry. How do I fake his voice? I just don't fucking know. I don't know how people could call it fake, but they'll exercise every fucking conclusion before they will finally settle on, hey, you know, maybe she was abused, maybe she's right, after reviewing the evidence. Like, they will grasp for straws and just try every fucking answer before they just conclude to the very obvious one. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys to the extent where I tried to get him help. I called the fucking, I never called the suicide hotline. I called the fucking suicide hotline for him, because he wouldn't do it. You know how many times he's been fucking suicidal? And not over me, before anyone makes a snarky remark. I'm not gonna talk about what, let's just say body image issues. That's the best way I can cap it, okay? I'll be right back, guys. I just saw someone in chat say, oh, they're both in the wrong. How the fuck are we both see someone's fucking asshole get slayed open so they have their period through their shitting canal? Oh, it's both their faults. Fuck you. The absolute brainlet takes. Like saying it's fake. An absolute brainlet take. Like, could people be any dumber? Like, do they get any dumber? Like, at this point, you have no right to just, like... If you've ever made fun of someone dumb and you're saying these takes, just know you're just as bad as that person that you laughed at.
Follow me back. Enjoy the rest of your stream.
Thank you, Marcus C, for the $15. Let me get through this, and I'll continue talking about it. But, oh, you know what? I can finish up the suicide hotline story really quick. So, he was being crazy and suicidal. Like, it's gotten to the point where I had to call the cops on Mason twice. The cops came to the house twice, like 10 fucking officers in the stairwell. And I had to call the suicide hotline at one point because he was being suicidal, and not just like the, oh, you know, I haven't been feeling good, like insane, like you guys saw the tantrums, like insane. So I had to call the suicide hotline for them and get advice on what to do. And I said, yeah, I already tried to get him help, did all these suggestions already, and they're like, well, you can't force him. You can't force the horse to drink water. You did all you could do. You need to just tell his parents. Because you're a girlfriend, you might be liable if he ends up hurting himself because you didn't tell his parents or something. So that's what they told me. And even they told me I can't do anything more. So I literally did all I could do when it's not even my fucking responsibility. He's a grown-ass fucking man. He's like fucking older than I am. And I have to be responsible for him? Are you kidding me? I have to be his fucking mommy. I have to do all this. He can get himself some fucking help, which he has to. I can't fucking force you to get help. And when I called the cops, he got mad at me too. He got mad at me for calling the cops when he literally ran out the house and said he was going to kill himself, left his phone, And he gets mad at me. Okay, so there's 2 separate times. So first time he takes this, one of the times, I don't remember the order. One of the times he took his phone, the other time he didn't. So the other time was obviously more concerning when he didn't take his phone and wallet, etc., right? Because when you don't have those on, you have no way to contact someone. You don't know what, you can't go anywhere without your fucking phone and wallet. So it's very concerning when someone runs out without that, right? So there's those 2 different times. Those are the times I had to call the cops. Not that there was only 2 times he was suicidal. There was more than 2 times where he was suicidal and fucking insane, throwing tantrums. Anyway, one of those times, I tried to stop him. I tried to, because he said he was going to harm himself. I tried to physically stop him from trying to harm himself. I had to wrestle him, which I don't even know how I did. He works at the fucking gym 2 hours, like, daily. You know, so he's, like, fucking borderline 6'2". He's, like, 6'1.5". So basically 6'2", working out 2 hours daily at the gym, lifting weights, and I have to fucking wrestle this guy. I have to be this guy's fucking mom. I have to fucking wrestle him down to make sure he doesn't run out to fucking hurt himself. And I hurt myself in the process, which is a common theme in this whole thing. It's just me hurting myself. Just like with people saying, like, I'm, like, somehow I'm the bitch in this scenario. Like, I'm just supposed to take flack for his lies, him telling lies about me. No, I'm going to speak out against it. I've been too giving for too long. I hurt my fucking foot while he's trying to get out because it's fucking hard to wrestle him down for the amount of time that I did. He finally gets away, so I'm crying at that point. My fucking foot hurts and the situation's pretty traumatic. And I called the cops and they sent the cops, like, looking for him. And then he saw that there was, like, cops, like, the sirens and everything. And he calls me, like, in a hiding, like, you know when you're hiding, you're, like, whispering like this. That's what he was doing. So he called me. He was like, why'd you call the fucking cops? And he was mad at me, cursing me out. Like, I did something wrong for trying to save his life. I did something wrong, somehow. So that should just give you a little perspective of what the relationship was like. And then the other time, he ran out without his phone and wallet, which concerned me extra. And I think this one was towards the end of the relationship. And I told his mom, I'm like, listen, he ran out. I don't know where he is. He said he was going to harm himself. He doesn't have his phone. And I told her, and she was aware. And eventually, you know, he didn't kill himself, right? A pretty obvious ending. Like, I literally did the best I could do in these situations. And I stayed fucking quiet about it for so long. Just out of just trying to not be spiteful. And, like, I just want my name cleared. Like, to show that what he's saying is lies. And that he is a liar. Confirmed, he is. He's a liar. Because it's not fair that he could just say anything he wants. And it's like, oh yeah, well guess what? Now you're this. Yes, now you're that. Calls me a whore. Oh, guess what? Now you're a whore. Not like they wouldn't have already said that before that. Like, needless. People would already call me a whore. But anyway. Like, he would go and tell our mutual friends after the official breakup. He went and told our mutual friends that I'm a whore. And it's like, he knows. He knows he was my second ever everything. I only believe in long-term relationships. I don't partake in casual sex. I don't believe it. I don't think it's good for our society. I think it's why things are, a huge reason why things are so shit right now. And why porn's a problem, everything. It's just like, it's like the core issue, right? One of the core issues anyway. And he goes and tells them, like, I'm a whore, and oh, yeah, everyone, you can go try to fuck her. It's like, he will do anything. He will say anything to save his own ass. Even though in the relationship, oh, I'm so guilty, I'll treat you better. But now it's, oh, I'm a lying whore, fuck that bitch. He said you cheated? I never cheated. I cheated? He said I cheated? Well, guess what? He fucked a Tinder thought one night after a breakup. So you tell me who cheated. You tell me. Honestly, I don't believe in cheating. I am very, like, guys, I don't even, in relationships, if a guy watches porn, looks at other women sexually, I can't be with them. Okay? Just give you some perspective. So I give that back as well. I don't check out guys. I don't look at guys sexually. I don't watch porn. I haven't watched porn in a very long time. I give the same respect back because I'm in love and attracted to that person. There's no need for other people, period. As far as, like, other men. Like, being attracted to them, thinking about anything like that. It's, like, not. That's not cheating. It's borderline cheating. You be in a relationship with someone, live with them for a year and a half, and then you fuck someone one night after. What does that say? It also makes implications that before that they were looking too. So it makes very strong implications. So you can use your own judgment for that. But if I did cheat, like, if I'm saying in another fucking reality, let's say in another timeline I cheated, right? It would be fucking, I'm against cheating. I'm very, very, very strict with that. But in another fucking timeline, if that happened, and all this shit happened, all this abuse, I would be right for fucking doing that. Someone abuses you, and you're stuck with them, and you have a lease with them, like, are you kidding? The amount of shit that I went through? I don't think I couldn't blame someone if they cheated in that scenario. I couldn't fucking blame them. But no, I've never cheated on the partner. I don't even look at other guys. Out of respect for them and out of me wanting the same respect back. Woman logic? Okay, so if someone hits their woman, if someone were, okay, so let's say hypothetically.
Well, what about cartoon women?
Hold on, guys, I'll read the donations after. Let's say hypothetically, you know, just like, this didn't happen, because if this happened and I said so, I would get sued, right? This didn't happen. But let's say your boyfriend choked you. Let's say your boyfriend yelled at you, blamed you for everything. Let's say, just hypothetically, just in a magical world, guys. This isn't real. This isn't real. This didn't happen. This is magical. This is My Little Pony world, okay? No, not choke you in a sexual kinky way. Choke you as in a bitch shut the fuck up way. Stop crying so fucking loud way. Because you're crying over something that they did bad to you, and then you start crying too loud, and they don't want their roommate to hear it, so then they choke you to make you shut up. You know, in this hypothetical, right? And let's also say that in this hypothetical that they insult your appearance, they tell you they don't love you, they tell you they wish you horrible things, they hold you. Just hypothetically, let's just say they held you against your will while you're at your friend's house, and they whisper in your ear, I hope you never change, implying so that you always suffer, and then you scream, get off of me, and everyone hears it. You don't think that a person in this type of situation, you think that a person in that type of situation should be blamed if they were to cheat? Not like, along with, like, other things in this hypothetical scenario. You don't think that they should cheat? Again, just asking. Personally, I didn't cheat. Maybe he did, I don't know. Considering you fuck a Tinder thought one night after, I don't know. Again, I'm very against cheating, but that's just something to think about. A lot of the time, when women cheat, it's because they're being emotionally abandoned. As to guys, when they cheat, it tends to be, oh, my dick got hard. That's just how it tends to be. It's not me coddling women. That's just how it tends to be. This is what I'm eating. They're getting really popular. It's these like food bowls where they like mix it. It's pretty good. I would address every lie that he said, but I didn't listen to the full recording of when he went on that like small stream and started lying about me and slandering me. I know the few things that I did hear and what I know the few things that he said, but he could have said a lot of other lies that I'm just not aware of because I didn't listen to it, all of it. I listened to bits and pieces, but one of them that I noticed that is going around, people are saying that, so I assume he said this because of the number of people saying that he said this. I think he talked about it on that stream. So, I believe it was mentioned by him that I made him drop out of college. Like, I didn't make him drop out of college. If anything, it was beneficial for me for him to stay in college because his mother was covering everything. His mother's paying for his apartment, everything, right? You know, you get your budget and you get your apartment paid for so long as you go to school. And he lives in a faraway state. He lives in the fucking South. So obviously, if he drops out of school, he has to move back to the South. So it's obviously not beneficial for me if he drops out of school. Now is it? If he has to leave. So, I'm just being blamed for that. And that's just one example of how many there are, how many lies he's told about me. Where I'm just supposed to sit there and take it. I'm just supposed to not speak out against it because poor him. What about him? That's horrible of me. Horrible of me to have recorded those videos too, right? Just terrible. How could I be such a malicious cunt? During someone's time of need while they break your fucking dishes and yell at you. I can't believe I would do something like that. Especially when it's happened time and time again, and I need evidence to protect myself in case something happens. For my own sake, but fuck my sake. What about the guy? I'm just a stupid thought, right? Like, people saying that the dirty house is my fault when I can't clean up after 2 people, and I've had to take streaming days off just to clean the house, and I've had to take streaming days off just to deal with its fucking tantrums. The fact that you hear him in the recording throw plates on the fucking floor, doesn't care about the mess it makes, doesn't care that he just wasted my money with those eggs. I bought those fucking eggs. I had to pay for everything. Once he dropped out of school, I had to pay for fucking everything. And he couldn't even do fucking chores. He couldn't keep the fucking house clean. I understand it's like the woman's role traditionally to do that, but it wasn't a traditional relationship. He didn't have a job. He wasn't going to college. That's just how it is. I think the traditional lifestyle is a nice idea. I support it. But at that time, it was not traditional. That's just how it was. That's how the situation ended up being. If I wanted my boyfriend to stick around, I had to basically be his mom until he could get a job and stuff like that. But a year passed by, doesn't really get a real job. I don't count a part-time job where you get called in once or twice a week, and then sometimes once a month, a real job. But you hear in the recording, he throws the fucking dishes on the ground with no regard for how the mess, what a mess it's gonna be. You just hear him breaking shit on the floor. So you tell me it's my fault that the house is dirty when you hear him with your own fucking 2 ears break shit on the floor and not clean it up. Like, that was just the fucking last straw. I think that was the day where he ran out the house. I mean, he ran out the house plenty of times, but, like, that was the last straw. That was the day when he ran out the house and pretty much never came back. Like, he came back to get his stuff. He came back, like, 1 or 2 other times. We were, like, like after the official breakup, that's when he hooked up with the Tinder thought, but it was like flip-floppy for a minute. So after the egg thing, that's when he ran, one of the times when he ran out the house, and he had a friend pick him up from somewhere, and that was the beginning of the end. Like, I'm just astounded with the number of people, even after watching the stream, even after witnessing the evidence, they'll still side with him because, oh, well, fuck thoughts. Oh, yeah, he's a, like, because he's a man. This is actually comes out at the Actually Feminist post. It actually is because people have a bias towards men and a bad bias towards women. Like, they'll just listen to this and they'll still believe their own shit. No matter what you say, they're gonna believe it. And I was warned about this by one of the people that I showed the recordings to. I was warned about it. They were like, listen, you know that people are just gonna take his side and somehow twist it into him being the poor little baby and you're the manipulative, abusive cunt, right? And they were right. Because that's what's happening right now. Again, there's a lot of people that support me. There's a lot of people that don't. And it's, again, not even about believing. Just, they're 2 + 2 people. It's not believe women. It's like, look at this individual case. Look at the fucking evidence. I gotta say, though, when those recordings were being played on the kill stream, the memes being made in chat were actually fucking hysterical. Like, people were Bane posting, and it was really funny. So, I feel like I addressed everything. I feel like the main things were, you know, why did I stay in a relationship? I explained because it's a toxic relationship, and that's how it works. You get pulled back, and you both, and sometimes you both flip-flop. In this case, that's certainly what happened. Because you love the person, you want to, when you're the woman, you want them to change. You want to change it for the better. You want them to do good. And you can't. Because women are emotional, and they think that that will work, and it doesn't. I addressed the fact why I sounded cold, because I dealt with it a million times. This is not the first time that I dealt the meltdown. Why I recorded it, because, and also because being cold is the way to not escalate it. Why I recorded it was for my own safety, because again, it happened a million times. I need to make sure that I was okay. And like, as far as like being a spiteful cunt, like I actually held off and didn't talk about everything for a really long time because I was thinking I don't want to ruin another. It doesn't even have to do with the fact that I was in love with this person. Like, I didn't want to ruin another person's life. And I was scared also because I was scared. Like, he had threatened to sue me. And I was also scared that when if I had released these recordings, that he would go crazy. Like, because at that point you have nothing to lose. Your life is like, you're going to think, oh, my life is ruined. I'm going to go crazy. Okay, I'm going to go kill this bitch. He was violent. He was very angry and violent. So I didn't know if he was going to do something to me. So thank God I don't live in that place now. But like, for my own safety, that's why. Egg lives matter. That's right. Egg lives matter. I paid for those fucking eggs. Like, at the time, it's not fun to deal with, but hearing those recordings, some of it's kind of funny. Like, the fact that I just walk in the room and he's just like, I think that was the time he was crying for mommy. He was on the floor throwing a tantrum, the video. And I went in and I got the stuff. Like, I went in and I got my jacket and I just walked out. You could just see how fucking done I was. And it's funny in its own way. As fucked up as it is.
Hey Brittany, how do you feel about the person who leaked this footage? How can you trust this person going forward?
I can't comment on that. Okay, so Maru, $10. I'm proud of you being so calm and loyal in this situation. You are truly a good person. And let's be honest, he can go to hell. Whenever you need something, hit me up. Thank you, Mario. I might need a few videos filtered in the future. Steve Oranges, $2. What about cartoon women? Are cartoon women fine to jack off to? No. That's still like, why are you... Like, why don't you just fuck your girlfriend? Why do you have to jack off to some fucking Vietnamese animation? I don't understand. What's your problem? Like, fuck your girlfriend. And I hear people are in long-distance relationships, so that's like, oh, I can't fuck my girlfriend, but it's like, stop masturbating. And also, me personally, I would never get myself into that situation where I have a long-distance boyfriend, because I had to deal with that for a brief period with my first boyfriend. And we got to see him on weekends, and that was when I was like 15, and not ideal. So yeah, that's why I generally say, like, just fuck your girlfriend, or just don't masturbate. Spectral Citizen, $5. I tried to kill myself many times, and you know how many times I told someone about it? 0. It sounds like he was just wanting attention. Yeah. One time when I went over to his house in his hometown, or his mom was, he had like a mental breakdown there, and like he was acting very theatrical to the point where his mother was like, blank acting school, like as a retort, because she's tired of dealing with his fucking mental breakdowns too. Like, you could tell she had been through it as much as I had. So she was like, whatever it was called, blank acting school, and then he fucking lost it. I don't even want to say what happened. It was traumatizing. Like, let's say in a hypothetical world, like an example of something being traumatizing is someone taking one of those like fake logs and hitting themselves in the head over and over until they start bleeding all over their face, and then they pull a knife out. Let's say like that would, and it's just an example. That's just an example. That's an example of a very traumatizing situation to go through. And then they have to, and then after that, it would make sense if they well, they have to go to the hospital and get stitches on their head, right? Just an example. Unrelated. Like, related that it's an example, but unrelated.
Audio back to your story 100%. He denied plate crushing altogether.
Oh, so you've heard the full thing of his side? Thank you, Generation Man, for the $2, and I appreciate the support. I don't just mean like the financial support, I mean like the actual support, because like there's actually people that are still against me even after, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if I'm a woman, so I have to be a lying whore. I have to confirm their biases. I have to be that. I have to be that person that has to be that. And I hear that a lot, Spectral Citizen, by the way, that people that actually want to kill themselves, they don't tell anybody, or like when they try to. Like, the people that say they will never do, is what I hear as a general thing, and the people that are quiet about it are the ones that actually do it. How do you feel about the person who leaked this? I can't comment on that. Macalicious, $5. Relax, kid. Most people know he's a retard. Breakups are rough. Just try to date better in future. Find you a nice neck beard. A nice neck beard that draws trains. Yeah, I know breakups are rough, and like I said in the kill stream, I didn't even want to talk about any, like, but it just happened. Like, I have to speak out and defend myself. I have to tell what the truth is when I'm being lied on, and I'm being told, and he's telling people that I'm lying. I have to open up about these things. It's not out of me being spiteful.
Even though you can't say my name, I support you.
Thank you.
I hope this will be the end of this and you move on to happier days.
Yeah. If he were, I don't know how he fucking lives with himself. Like, how does he just go on telling these lies to cover his own ass? And there has to be some guilt left over in there. For when you just fuck over I waste thousands of dollars on him. I fuck myself up over it. Like, there has to be. There has to be, like, some sort of guilt there. Like, I don't know how you keep going and lying. Oh, yeah, because he's an actor. I forgot.
Accept facts, but there are NPCs on the right too. Great. Also, I'm going to keep bugging you about sound.
I know, Nestrin. Well, we're gonna find time to watch it. I might have to ask you to watch the first one without me, and I catch up and we watch the next week's, but we will watch that shitty fucking anime that we're too invested into. Absolutely, like, we're hate watching it, basically. Nistrid and I. But yeah, I hope this will be the ending of happier days. What I was gonna say about that is that, you know, I don't know if he's gonna speak up about this and, like, and tell more. Like, I didn't know what the point in him speaking out would be. Like, cause I could be, even let's say hypothetically, like, let's say what he's saying was hypothetically true in another timeline. Like, this isn't being, like, sarcastic at me. Like, this is me actually saying, if he were right, and let's say I did horrible shit, like I said horrible, whatever it is, whatever the worst things you could think of are, it still wouldn't justify the physical abuse. It still wouldn't justify any of this abuse. It'd be more understandable. People hearing that would be more empathetic towards the abuser, but it still wouldn't make it right. It still wouldn't justify it. So I don't know what the point in him speaking out would be after, and this isn't just me saying it. This is, like, you guys seeing and hearing the truth and how it is. So what I'm saying is true. You guys know that it's true. So I don't know what the point in him speaking out would be. Like, what could he say at this point? What could he possibly say other, like, he's going to continue to lie about me? Like, how can you believe someone like that? That's a proven liar. You're going to continue to believe him? Oh, yeah, right, because he's a guy and I'm the lying whore. It's like, it's just pointless. But if I'm lied on, I'm going to come out and tell you guys the truth. I don't lie. I'm a terrible fucking liar, which is why big reason why I don't lie, aside from morality. Like, if you're a shitty liar, just don't even fucking bother.
How many of your moderators are you dating?
Why do you want to know, Jason? Do you want to know if you can get in an orgy?
In all honesty, by what you were saying, I'm very surprised that you stayed, and I know what you mean, that you can't just leave a toxic relationship. From my own experience, I'm pretty sure everyone has, but big props for dealing with it so long.
Thank you, Laughing, for the $10 in your support. I think that the only reason I was able to deal with it for so long is because my first relationship was also,
so sick of your
like, I had,
bullshit, and
guys, here's the thing, here's an important thing. Okay, hold on, sorry, I have to stop the text speech. Okay, so this is something very important if there's any women watching. Like, I don't normally do like cheesy shit, but this is actually something very important that you need to know, okay? In my first relationship, there was also abuse. So, in every area. So, when I was in this relationship with Mason, you get to a point where you think, oh, this is normal. You think, oh, couples fight all the time. This is normal. I'm sure couples get mad and they yell at each other. And that's just something normal that happens. So you start normalizing these abusive behaviors, and you dismiss them, and you try to, sometimes you'll try to, like, justify them, or, like, they'll try to, in my case, he tries to manipulate and get angry when I'm angry at him for him doing something wrong. But that's kind of what happens, and you have to know that that's not normal. Like, you may, like, I wish I had realized, like, at a certain point, I realized it's not normal when someone's, like, fucking smashing plates about their body image issues, but there's a lot of things that I felt, that I just thought, oh, I guess this is how all relationships are. I guess it's just normal when they yell at you, when they curse at you, and, like, Like, not cursing like, hey, what the fuck's up? Not like in a friendly way, but, you know, in a mean way. Say mean things to you. Insult your appearance. Things like that. And it's not normal. And you shouldn't be in a relationship like that. And, like, I will never... Now that I recognize, like, that so many of these things that I kind of, like, just tolerated, that they're actually not okay and it's not normal. And I will never go through it again. I will never be in another abusive relationship again. I will never tolerate it again.
What is your favorite part of the eggs he destroyed? The yolks or the whites?
There was no yolks. He cooked it on the stove. I don't know if you hear in the recording, but he was cooking it on the stove. He cooked it for like 4 seconds. Probably has fucking salmonella in it. He put it on the plate. He started like going like I'll show you. I'm eating. I'll show you by eating these eggs. Like, meanwhile, I'm just telling him, hey, you have to eat more eggs if you want the bigger body that you want. If you want those gains, you're just gonna have to eat more eggs. Like, I just told him something factually true to try to solve his problem. And then he gets all emotional, like, nah, look at me eat these eggs. Yeah, I'll show you. And then he fucking got mad when I said, what are you doing this for? Are you doing it to show me? It's not for me, it's for you. And you hear that on the recording. And that's when he looks at me like this, like, and then he loses his shit, runs out of the room, and that's when he smashed the plate with the eggs. So the eggs were cooked. Probably had salmonella in it, but cooked. So I didn't get to see any yolks or anything like that. Thank you, Nistrin, for the $2. I know.
How the fuck do you say shit like slaying pussy all up and down East Coast ironically with a straight face remark? Oh,
Nistrin, I don't even think the people that were MGTOW posting like that guy. He fucking, like, does he know that Mason lied to him? He's just, he probably looks like, you must feel like such a fool. You must feel like you can't feel good about yourself after it's just been out. You must go into denial when it's just been outed that your friend lied to you. You just showed your ass defending them on a stream. Like, that's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. Don't forget to coddle him. Be aware and careful in the future. People in abusive relationships in both sides keep seeking them. Go for it, your eyes open. Also, how much do you comment on his relationship, both his parents? Single mother. Mama's boy. Pretty much encapsulates it. He was slaying pussy, bro. Why are you questioning? That's so disgusting. Like, my God. Like, I'm so jealous at the girl that has to go and deal with the shit that he put me through. I'm so fucking jealous. I feel bad for I really hope that he... Because I remember one time I asked him hypothetically, you know, what would you do if we break up? And he said, I don't think I would go into another relationship. Looking back, maybe that could be taken bad, like, oh, you know what, this relationship's shitty, I wouldn't do it again. Or it could be taken as, like... Because initially, he wasn't, like, a very, like, relationship person. You know? He was kind of a man whore. So... But he saw that I was, like, worth being in a relationship over, so that's how the relationship started. So, hopefully he's just still, I mean, he is still a man whore. He fucked a Tinder thought one night after a breakup. Pretty distasteful, right? Especially when you're the abuser. But if he was the one being abused and he did that, yeah, absolutely understandable. But, no. But yeah, I hope that he doesn't go in a relationship with another woman, because he's going to do the same thing. He's going to have, at some point when he gets close to them, he's going to do the same shit, have these outbreaks, these emotional outbursts, throw tantrums on the fucking floor, breaking shit. He put a hole in my door. He put a fucking hole. I forgot to mention that. He put a fucking hole in my door. He just got, and it wasn't even one of the emotional outbursts that he had. Like a tantrum tear. This was just when he got a little bit mad. He put a fucking hole in my door. Did you hear about him accidentally coming out as gay in that recording? You need to do a reaction to his recording. Which one is that? I mean, I really can't comment on his sexuality. RIP your security deposit. Man, that's nothing compared to the fucking money I had to waste on that kid. Let's see. There's some messages I think I didn't read. Let's see. Samo, $5. I saw a video where 4chat was talking about this. It was as cringe as I am. Here's some great music. I wouldn't given a place to put a link on your stream ups, by the way.
Wasn't even bragging about himself either.
Yeah, because videos are turned off.
Bragging about his friend fucking women. He might as well have just been complimenting Mason's dick at that point.
I know.
KPTW.
There was this one tweet that
Personality disorder.
I know what BPD is. I think personally, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't diagnose people, but he showed very, and this is also coming from someone else who had like freshly met him, had not like, I never talked, like I had freshly met this person, right? So they don't know anything. They just meet him a couple of times, hang out with him. And they're like, I think he has bipolar. And that's what I had been saying for so long, that he showed strong symptoms of bipolar. Like my father was bipolar, and I saw the manic stages that he would go through, like how he would treat my mother. And I recognized that in Mason. So I saw very strong signs of bipolar. So I think he was, bipolar, in my personal opinion, and among other mental illnesses that he 100% has, but I'm not gonna talk about it, because again, the point is to clear my name and to tell you guys the truth. It's not to like ruin his life. That's what I avoided in the first place, at the expense of myself, and that's not right. Let's see. Oh yeah, Nistrin, there was this one tweet that, I keep saying treat, it's because it's Halloween. There was this one tweet that said, nothing makes me more uncomfortable than two guys white knighting each other, sucking each other's dicks. Or, how did they say it? It was really funny. Hold on, I'm a women's and I can't tell the joke properly. What did he say? Bros white knighting for each other might make me more uncomfortable than if two dudes were just making out. That was the tweet. Pretty accurate. And that's pretty much what's going on. It's like, whoa, dude, what are you, gay? I listened to this Big Nib of $5. I listened to this 2-hour story. I watched your kill stream yesterday. So far, you've shown he's cracked in the head, just chatted shit about you. Having said, I sense you both need therapy. I mean, after what I went through, I might need therapy. Yeah. I've questioned that before. I've been through therapy before. I've been through a lot in my life. Like I've mentioned before that both my parents are deceased now, so I've been through therapy and things like that. But he needs it more than I do. But yeah, Big Nibba, thank you for the $5. I proved more than that. I proved that he's fucked in the head. I proved that he's a liar, and I also proved by talking about it, I've proved these things. I also proved that, like, through witnesses, that he did physically touch me, and he tried to push me in the street, he tried to attack me, and he was held back. So that's just one example of the times where he's physically abused me.
It's your destiny. Embrace it.
I'll write down a second. Thank you. Hold on, I have to go back and read the older donations first. Sorry. Lost Wingman 444 had to shut off stream yesterday. People who's never had to live with a fully grown adult slob do not understand the amount of time sink there is cleaning up after them when you have no authority over them. Yes, absolutely. They aren't your kid, you can't punish them. Yeah, it's like, it's not my fucking responsibility, and I did try. Usopp, $10. Anyone with a brain can see you're a victim in the relationship, but compared to cat shit, slander releasing the tapes was overkill. Again, can't comment on the releasing tapes. All I can say is I did show it to a few people. But the cat, like, it's so petty. Like, yeah, well, she said I abused her. Well, guess what? Her fucking 2-month-old kitten that she freshly brought home, yeah, it had an accident in the bed. It shat in the bed. Bam. And people actually run with that. They're like, yeah, that just, yep. It's like, I cleaned it, but, you know, just go fuck myself. I was really tired, and I cleaned it. like, do people honestly think I would just roll around in cat shit? I just sleep in cat shit? Like, I'm not good. I don't have OCD, but I almost compulsively wash my hands. Like, I'm chaotically messy, I will say, but I'm not. Mason's not chaotically messy. He just throws his shit on the floor. I don't do that. I put things where they generally belong. So it's not like neat and organized, but it's generally where it's supposed to go. So I think that it's just so fucking petty to be like, yeah, cat litter, cat shit. I think it's so stupid also for people to think that I know a lot of people don't know me, but like, the benefit of the doubt, like, someone wouldn't just roll around in fucking cat shit as they sleep with another person in the bed with them. Like, even if I was okay with sleeping in cat shit, there's another person in the bed. The fuck? Keeping it real, $5. I'm milking this guy's scrambled brain. My brain's fucking scrambled. By having this footage leaked, you can walk away from Mason. Mason can't walk away from this. I can walk away from his lies and his slander that he did. He said countless lies against me. I don't even know, like, countless meaning I don't know how many lies he's said so far, but like quite a few in direct, blatant lies. And I'm supposed to just deal with that. I'm just supposed to take that for his sake. Someone who fucked me over in every way possible. No, fuck that. I'm gonna clear my